Hello everyone, I'm Robin Kitchen. I am the manager for learning and growth at Sherbrooke and Central Haven. And so my role in our communities is education, and I am an Eden educator, and I'm really excited about these Eden learning modules. And today we are in module 4, where we're going to be focusing on the antidotes to the 3 plagues of loneliness, helplessness, and boredom. The Eden philosophy teaches us that the problem in long-term care homes is that people are dying of loneliness, helplessness, and boredom. And Dr. Thomas, the founder of the Eden alternative philosophy, he calls these plagues. And these are plagues of the human spirit that cause the bulk of suffering for people: loneliness, helplessness, and boredom. And not only did Dr. Thomas identify that these 3 plagues cause the bulk of suffering, but he also gave us the antidotes to these plagues. And that's what we're going to review next. Principles 3, 4, and 5 in the Eden philosophy are the antidote principles. And so Principle 3 teaches us the antidote to loneliness. Principle 4 teaches us the antidote to helplessness. And Principle 5 teaches us the antidote to boredom. The antidote to loneliness is loving companionship. We thrive when we have access to the companionship we desire. This is the antidote to loneliness. So loneliness is defined as the pain we feel when we want loving companionship but we don't have it. That's when we feel lonely. And then loving companionship is the antidote. And loving companionship happens when we're in meaningful relationships, close and continuing contact with other living beings. That is what alleviates loneliness. Here's a question to think about. Can you be in a room full of people and still feel lonely? And the answer is yes. And that's because what's missing is the relationship. Relationships are key. We need to create a community that fosters meaningful relationships. Staff at Sherbrooke and Central Haven, they are told when they come to work here that we want them to bring their loving hearts with them. We want staff and elders to get to know each other as people, to develop those real mutual relationships. And this isn't a relationship between a staff member and an elder. No, the relationships that grow and develop here and alleviate loneliness, they're real relationships that happen between 2 people spending time together. That's what this is all about. This is also why it's important to have pets here, because pets create another opportunity for loneliness to be alleviated. One of the elders at Sherbrooke calls one of the cats his best friend, and I think he's absolutely serious about that. And it's mutual because the cat loves him just as much. But without pets, we would miss so many opportunities, and there would be so much more loneliness. Children are also important here. When children are part of everyday life in our communities, they develop meaningful relationships with elders, and they help alleviate loneliness too. So we want children to be part of regular life here, to be part of the community, so that they can get to know elders and build those relationships. We also, of course, want to create a home that is welcoming to families of the elders. We know that the relationships that staff here develop with elders can never replace the relationships with their families. And so we want families to feel warm welcome here and that they can visit us anytime. The antidote to helplessness is a balance between giving and receiving care. We thrive when we have purpose and the opportunity to give as well as receive. This is the antidote to helplessness. So helplessness is the pain we feel when we're always receiving care and we don't have equal opportunities to give care back. We become out of balance, much like the scale in the picture on this slide. When elders move into long-term care, they are often receiving a lot of care, so they come out of balance really quickly here and start to feel helpless. And so we always need to be looking for ways for elders to give care to bring them back into balance. The Eden definition of care is helping another to grow. And so we're always looking for opportunities to do that here. Elders give care in so many ways. They care for staff, they help in the community, they help to care for pets, they help with laundry, they help support each other, they garden. What a wonderful way to give care and help something to grow. And so we need to have lots of opportunities for elders to give back in some way and alleviate helplessness. The antidote to boredom is variety and spontaneity. And so we thrive when we have variety, spontaneity, and unexpected happenings in our lives. This is the antidote to boredom. So, boredom is what we feel when our lives lack variety and spontaneity. When you wake up and every day is the same, the same, the same, and there is no remote possibility that anything exciting or unexpected will happen, that's when we feel bored. And so we know that structured activity calendars and rigid programs alone can't fill a life. We need that variety and spontaneity to add that spice to life. Having planned events is important too, and we look forward to those. We all have those planned events in our lives, and there's great anticipation when you have something to look forward to. So we always need those, and we need lots of variety of those. To try new things and create new possibilities, and to tap into what's meaningful for each person who lives here. And so this really is about variety, full of possibilities. But spontaneous moments are really key as well to alleviate boredom. Spontaneous moments are those moments that you could never plan or recreate, they just happen. And so much joy comes from spontaneity. And our elements of a healthy community really help this to happen in the most natural way possible. When pets or children are around, you just never know what's going to happen, right? There's a lot of potential for unexpected to happen here, just like in the picture on this slide. And again, we need to be able to just be in the moment here and go with the flow and have fun. If we're too task focused, we actually can squash out any potential for variety and spontaneity. And so we really need to embrace it and be present and go with the flow. And so to wrap up Module 4, we talked about the antidotes to the three plagues of loneliness, helplessness, and boredom. And so Principle 3 taught us the antidote to loneliness, which is loving companionship. Principle 4 taught us the antidote to helplessness, which is a balance between giving and receiving care. And then Principle 5 taught us the antidote to boredom, which is variety and spontaneity.